Marry your friend. Highlights.
Do we really marry our friends? Because if you turn everywhere, it's all about marry your friend.
You want to marry someone that's a friend of God first and foremost. Because if indeed you marry someone that's a friend, you don't want to marry someone that is now actually idolizing you. You'd be surprised how many friends we have in the camp. You cannot afford to be just yoked up with a friend that very well may be a friend for a season. And he said, many of you had married because it was better to wed than to burn. Many of you married because of a prophet lie. Many of you married, but you did not have a God mindset. You're marrying someone, but that very well might not be the destiny helper, the kingdom spouse God has called since the beginning of time, because he knew us even before he formed us in our mother's womb.
Yeah.
That might not be the individual that God has you to be for. Because if you yoke up with the wrong individual, the mantle on your life, because it's been designed for you and the person that's ushered to help you birth that thing into full fruition, it's heavy on the other individual who's trying to carry the load. They were not built for that.
Yeah.
Everything is not for everyone. If you go around, go around marrying a friend, that person very well may be a friend, but first and foremost, are they a friend of God? Have they been called to be your kingdom spouse? And can they handle the mantle, the mandate on your life? Because pressure busts pipes.
Because some people, they think the people they've been together with, maybe this has been my friends in primary school or since college. And so because we are friends, we are compatible, we can go and marry ourselves, we can do relationship. But that's not true. There are some people that you just met for 3 months and they can get to know you more than somebody that has known you 10 years ago. I believe common interest is one of the things like that define friendship. Because if you are my friend, what are we talking about? What's the bond? What is keeping us together? There are some people we meet that is just for a season.
Yes.
Like, you should know when your season with this person is over. You don't need to prolong it, because keeping them in your life, they may actually abuse that privilege.
When Jesus set me on the side of the bed and gave me that breakdown, he said, many of you have married because of those factors that I had mentioned. But he said, you have joined yourself with individuals that I never anointed or appointed you to be married to.
What if the individual that is in our lives is only supposed to be with us maybe when we were going through our wilderness experience, right? And let's say the wilderness experience was like, I don't know, 3 years. Well, God help you. You went and made a permanent decision with somebody who's supposed to be in your life for just 3 years.
When you have a mandate and a mantle over your life, if you are with an individual who will not come alongside you and pick up the assignment of what you got to do, therefore the Holy Ghost is being quenched. In some kind of way, that person got to go. You cannot afford to be yoked up with someone who is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus only by mouth, and you run around saying they saved, but their fruit, you know them by the fruit. Their fruit is saying otherwise. Their fruit is showing that they're only seeking after God when the going gets tough. They don't really obey. Because to truly love God, he said, I love those that love me. What does it mean to love? To obey.
It's God's idea. It's God's idea for marriage. He instituted this institution called marriage. He brought it about. But then what we've done as his children, we take away the responsibility from him, and now we want to do it ourselves and bring it back to him and tell him, bless it. If that woman, if that mighty woman of God, because she's a heavyweight, if that woman had made the mistake of, well, let me just marry whoever, and she actually did, she already made that mistake. She probably went ahead and also married a friend. But you see, it wasn't a friend that God was bringing into her life. I'm sure they're friends now, they're great friends. But what she got into was the will of God. and turn the will of God into her friend. In the name of marrying a friend, we're not saying don't marry a friend, but this is what we're saying. Make sure that friend is, first of all, a friend of God. And if they're a friend of God, then you want to find out, are they the will of God for you?
Watch full video on the Maggie Moo Guy Show YouTube channel today.